Thank you for your interest in the non-profit organization Wohlbedacht and our group living concept. My name is Annette Arendt. I'm a social worker and CEO of Wohlbedacht. When we founded this organization 20 years ago, the initial idea was to provide a human way of living to people with dementia. There were daycare services available, but it was visible that an extension of care was needed. Wohlbedacht is well known in and around Munich for professional human care of people with dementia and challenging behavior. Most of them have strong personalities, causing problems for informal and formal carers. They often need tailor-made care solutions. After successfully setting up the dementia group living, over time additional services were added, including night care, emergency phone, advice for rare dementia diseases, and classes for carers and family members.
What is your dementia group living about? What is the service and what is the problem you are addressing?
In our group living, 8 to 10 residents live together in one big flat. Each of them has a private room in which he or she sleeps. During the day, they mainly use the shared living room, kitchen and outdoor areas. Of course, the residents are not completely left on their own, but they are supported individually according to their needs. The group living is a private form of living. The residents decide how they want to spend the day, what they want to do, which kind of meals they want to have. They play an active part in everyday chores, by cooking, cleaning up, making the laundry, as good as they can. 3 active parties support the residents. These are Wohlbedacht, this is then the community of relatives, and a jointly chosen home care service. They have different tasks. Wohlbedacht rents out the flat to the residents and gets involved in cases of any conflicts of the residents, their family members, or the care service. The home care service provides 24/7 care and support. And the relatives of the residents build a steering committee that meets 5 times a year. They decide on new residents when a room is available. They organize renovations, trips and festivities and so on. The relatives stay responsible for their loved ones, but get relieved of the daily care and trouble.
For whom is your dementia group living suitable? So who is your target group?
Our target group are people with any kind of dementia, no matter which level of dependency they have, no matter how old they are, how they behave, if they wander off, or whatever. The group living concept is generally suitable for persons who dislike big institutions or strict rules. Also, people with young onset dementia prefer flat sharing communities over traditional nursing homes. Not suitable is our dementia group living for persons who don't like group living at all. People who suffer from impulse control disorders or low irritant threshold need social assistance to cope with the group setting. If somebody is loud and disturbs others, for example, by singing day and night, we try to find unconventional solutions like sound insulating a room. It is always important to accept people and situations as they are and come along and help to integrate instead of excluding. If a resident has ongoing severe conflicts with housemates, we offer a move to one of our other shared flats. Somebody who has problems in one group may get along well in another. Almost all residents stay with us for the rest of their lives, even though the costs are higher than in traditional nursing homes. Let me explain the expenses for the residents. I've prepared an overview, which I will go through quickly. Every resident, here's a group of the residents in the center of this graph. Every resident signs a contract with each of the 3 active parties. One is a rental contract with Wohlbedacht for the private room and the shared areas of the flat. And the second one is a contract with the committee of relatives, covering the administration fee and the Haushaltskosts. And the third one is a contract with a group-chosen nursing service, in addition to a fixed amount for social support of the group. Everyone pays for his personal needs according to usual care fees between 2,000 and 4,000 euros per month. And altogether, there are costs of about 3,800 to 5,800 euros per month. Residents pay for their expenses from their pensions, savings, and payments of the public nursing care insurance. If this is not sufficient, the social welfare will step in on request. In these cases, the relatives will probably be asked for a partial coverage of the costs.
How do you finance your service and the running costs? Do you need initial investment to build up new groups?
Yeah, the running costs as rent and care and support are invoiced directly to the residents. But to start a new dementia group living, investments will be needed. For example, for the organizing team, which has to find a suitable flat, select residents, to communicate with the families, to deal with the control authorities or welfare authorities. And investments will also need it for modifications of the flat, for example, installation of disability-friendly restrooms and the rent during the period of refurbishment. Yes, we will need money for furnishings of shared areas, for example, kitchen furniture, dining table, washing machine, and so on. And last but not least, we need a certain amount of money to cover the costs incurring during the first weeks of the new group living before the first payments of the residents or the welfare authorities will come in.
So which occupational groups are needed to run a dementia group living? How is the staff employed?
Care, support and housekeeping is provided by a selected nursing service. The nursing service is an independent company, but ideally works in close cooperation with Wohlbedacht. Yeah. Employees of the nursing services have to be equipped with a broad mix of capabilities and deep knowledge of dementia. The residents need personnel with courage, with self-confidence, creativity, empathy, sense of responsibility, and competence in solving problems. More important than any other is the intuition of the team members as a motor for action, knowledge is important, that's true. But it does not range above instinct. We think that it's better for the residents and the team spirit that each staff member does all kinds of work in a dementia group living. The only exception is medical treatment, which is reserved to health care professionals, of course.
So what are the main differences between a conventional nursing home and your dementia group living? Which are the benefits of dementia group living?
Nursing homes in Germany have to fulfill strict regulations and requirements applied by the legislation. On the contrary, group living is a private living concept and does not fall under the same legal restrictions, because residents and their relatives are responsible themselves for the quality of care. In our group living concept, smaller groups can organize and rule themselves depending on their personal wishes, which can change and evolve over time. They are not organized with the aim to maximize profit or efficiency. The number of carers depends on the degree of care really needed by the group and is not calculated by rigid formulas. That also means that there are no fixed prices like nursing homes have, but costs that vary according to the individual needs of care. Well-organized group livings provides dementia care in an open setting without locked doors. Residents feel free instead of obeying rules which they don't understand. And last but not least, taking own decisions and fulfilling daily chores as part of a group gives them satisfaction and a feeling of being useful and important. It is my belief that everybody deserves to be treated like this until the end of a long life.
Thank you very much.